Once upon a time, bad bitch Eva Villain lived in the city.
Hey Google, what's today's date?
It's Friday, March 28th, 2025.
Hi, you guys. So, like I said, I am moving from Oregon to San Diego. I never did give you guys a tour of my 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment unit. This is in Beaverton, and this is at 7 West at the Trails in Beaverton. I want to start off, let's just continue first with the apartment unit. So you enter through this door, and I do have this, this door organizer. I normally hang my jackets there because it's just easily accessible. Hi, Leo. Hi, Leo. Hi, Leo. And I set his water here near the door. So please keep in mind that with this apartment rental tour, you'll probably see like that I'm still in the process of moving. So don't mind that, but I did want to give you a tour before the movers get here. So so you enter through the front door, and then you come to the kitchen, and this is the kitchen. It has this type of flooring, and it has this type of cabinetry. Very, very modern, which I like. I gotta remove this. And it has pretty adequate cabinet space. The other unit that I was at, which was also 7 West at the Trails, it was a 1-bedroom. It had darker flooring, and it did have a large pantry. So this is the kitchen, and I left my blender out because I didn't want to pack it away where I would lose, I wouldn't remember which bin I packed it in, because when I get to San Diego, I do want to make me like a breakfast smoothie. And so I do use these bins. I use these bins when I'm moving. And I mean, I've lived in an apartment rental for close to 20 some years, and I've moved a lot, quite a lot. So I like using these. So I'm still in the process of packing. I still have my rum liquor here, and I still have to fill that up. And so this is the view. And I think my favorite thing about this apartment, one of my favorite things about this apartment was getting up in the morning, coming into the kitchen to make myself a cup of coffee, and this view. This was such a pretty view of just nature. So this was my favorite thing to see in the mornings, start my day, is the view of these trees through my patio. And so let's move on to the living room. And so then you have this narrow kind of like hallway here, and like as you can see, I have bins. I'm still packing. This is my dining. And if you saw my other apartment unit video or tour, I like these folding tables. These folding tables from Walmart. You can paint them and make it just one uniform color. If you wanted, you could lay tablecloth over it. You wouldn't know. But what I do like is the ability for me. I'm moving, so all I need to do is fold this up, and it's just easily movable. This is a bench that I did get from Walmart. My runner rug is an old purchase from Amazon, and I do have these outdoor stackable folding chairs. They have a pretty modern look to them, and these are an old purchase from Target, from the outdoor Target area. So let me give you a view of the kitchen, the table, and the entryway from the sliding door. I love these these neoclassical type of busts. I love these. This was a purchase from Ross. It was in the patio area section, or the outdoor section, and it was $19. It's very light, but I love it. And I don't like candles in jars. The type of candles I like are these candlesticks. If you know my story, I did burn down our newly built house, completely burnt down the whole entire house when I was 2 years old, with matches. I was 2 years old, and so I don't know, maybe that's why I prefer candlesticks. And this candlestick holder is vintage. Going back to this dining setup, I like the neoclassical look paired with the modern. I do have this neon lighting decor up here. It does say "fuck off." I like the controversial. The controversy of it. And I do like banquet seating in a home, but because this is a rental and this unit is not banquet seating, this bench on one area allows me that look, kind of. You guys, I kept this for a while. I ate one. I got this from the Dollar Tree store, and this tastes like crap. Oh my God. This is just so much sugar. But the other type of Cadbury eggs, the tiny ones that are like M&Ms, those are delicious. But this one is, terrible. I know this looks like a lot, but I normally would just have one set out. Like I wouldn't have all this on the dining. I would either just have the candlesticks, or if I didn't want to use the candlesticks, I would probably have, and these candles, they are black. I love it. I think I got all this from Amazon, and I like switching it up with the bust up here also, just depending on the occasion, and on, just depending on what it was I had going on. I do like to entertain. But I like entertaining just a very small group of friends or family. I love cooking for my kids and my grandchildren. I do like to entertain small group, a very close, like a couple or two couples with like me and my husband or my partner. So I love the neoclassical look paired with the modern neon sign and the modernity of the table. It's contemporary. And I do have this gray chair with the wood set up here against it, because the gray kind of complements the gray chairs and the gray base. And then the wood on the bench complements the wood on the chair. I do have a gold side table. This is a very old purchase. So one of the party favors. So at one of my husband's birthday celebrations, I invited two of my close girlfriends, and they're with their spouses. And what I did for a party giveaway was I soaked kumquats in vodka, and I put them in mason jars, and those were the birthday gifts that we were able to give to them. They could use the kumquat soaked vodka in a cocktail or in a drink. So that's an idea. So let me just give you a view of this setup that I have. That's my kitchen, my dining. And I know this is a Christmas decor, but that's not why I have it. This is Oregon. Oregon is known for its pine trees. And this reminds me of I know you're thinking it's Christmas, that's a Christmas decor, but it's not. That's not what it symbolizes for me. For me, it symbolizes Oregon, the pine trees, and I loved the aesthetics of it. It matched my aesthetics, and I did find this on clearance at Ross for $10 after Christmas, and I loved it because it reminds me so much of Oregon and of my grandson. So it's symbolic of Oregon and my grandsons, and it is so cute. It's actually a pillow, but it's a warmer, but I don't use it as a warmer. It's just really comfortable as a pillow. And I do have this basket. This is a catch-all. I use this, and once again, the gray tones of this basket picks up on the tone of the chair and the texture and the tones of the dining and the wood. I'm currently into gold details. So this is a very old mirror, glass and metal coffee table that belonged to my daughter. These are new, like cloud-like. It's a cloud-like sofa. It did belong to my other daughter. I inherited my daughter's sofa, but then when my second daughter decided to move back to the island, they gave me their cloud couch, and you can separate these into three different pieces, or you can combine all three for one very long couch. But it was just, I did like this as a lounge and these two together. And these couches do come with large, long back pillows here and pillows for the side arms. And this one comes with a long pillow in the back. But it is, I removed them and I put them away. I stored them away because I loved the cleaner look that this gives. I prefer this look versus having the pillows on them. It's just more modern, contemporary. So I removed those pillows, and this is I layered 2 rugs. This is a rug that I got from Walmart. I love that I can wash this. It's washable if I want it to. And then this jute rug is an old purchase from Amazon. And Leo, for some reason, he likes to eat wherever you are at. So I'm seated here most of the time watching TV, and this is where I'm at. And so Leo likes to eat where a lot closer to me. So this is set here, and his food is set here, and this is where he eats from. And then this foot massager, it's my favorite thing for when the bottom of my feet itches. That's a pet peeve of mine. And I love this because then I can easily scratch. No, I don't have foot fungus. Just sometimes the bottom of your feet gets a spot gets itchy, and I love this thing. This gadget allows me to scratch that itch. And once again, going back to candlesticks, I do love candlesticks. I'm not a candle in the jar type. Hi, Leo. You want to say hi to everybody? You want to say hi? Hello. Hello, Leo. So going back to the fireplace, in my other units, I did do the fireplace, but when I moved into this unit in March or April last year, it was warm and summer, and I just didn't want to deal with, the ashes and stuff. So I loved the look. I loved the look of my vintage candelabra, my candlesticks in my fireplace. And this is my grandson Levi's work. It's kind of like a collage, and I framed it and I set it up on my mantelpiece. And because I don't do candles, my favorite thing is are these diffusers. So I use diffusers for scent around my apartment, around my living area. It's the one thing that I use to infuse scent in my home, and that's a diffuser. So this is my patio. I have nothing out there but these two metal chairs and an incense burner right there in the corner. It's been cold, so normally I have like a leaf blower, and I do have a outdoor outlet, so I use my leaf blower to blow leaves off off my porch. But because it's just wet and soggy, everything is wet out there, so I just have a very simple setup in regards to my patio. And I don't have a curtain set up here. I probably would have if I had stayed a little longer, but I just didn't want to, go that extra mile because I wasn't planning on staying here that long. And this is normally not here. This setup is here because I posted it up on Facebook Marketplace. This is my daughter's TV console. That's my daughter's TV console, so I wanted to sell it on Facebook. And going back to my patio, I am on the third floor, so, I can't really sweep. I just have to be aware and conscious of the tenants below me. And so that's why I do use a leaf blower. So I did have this set up. Normally this would have been empty. I do have space there normally. I did have my bins loaded up here when I first moved into this unit from my other apartment unit. And so now I do have Leo's bed here, and this rug is a rug from my other apartment unit. This is a World Market purchase, but I just had it listed all up on Facebook Marketplace, and this is my plant from my other apartment and my plant stand. Originally, because I worked from home when I was working, I worked from home all that time, 5 days a week. It was not hybrid. It was the best job ever. So I did originally order this from Amazon for my work desk, but it didn't fit everything that I needed for work, like my PC, my keyboards, my phone, etc. And so I ended up using it as my TV stand, and I love it. It just has my TV stand. I don't care about the cords. I'm renting. It's not a big deal for me. Plug-in cords being visible. I'm a renter, and it's not a big deal for me. But I love the cleanliness of the glass and the slim and the cleanly. And when I say cleanliness, what I mean is, the clean lines, the cleanliness of the details. And so that's my TV stand, and I don't like mounting my TV up on the wall because then it becomes permanent, for that stay. I just like having my TV on a TV stand. And in the beginning, when I did move here, I was able to move my TV from that wall to this wall, my couches from this wall to that wall. I could move my couch here, place my TV stand there. I like the ability of mobility in regards to my TV because it allows me to configure my living space. It just allows me to be more flexible with it. So I'm not going to show you the bedrooms. The bedrooms are where I've stored all I've packed everything in Tupperware bins, and I've gathered everything in corners or in the wall, and this is where I have everything stored. So like I said, I do like packing my stuff in these bins. So this is my bedroom, but it has all the stuff ready to move today. And I did forget to mention, I have this BP monitor here on the table. It's when my mom was here for her, her health care, she was using this, but then she just leaves it behind. She has her own on the island, but I do use this also. Like I sit here and I take a minute to just monitor or take my BP daily. And when I still had, I was still living here and I did still have all my furnishings, I did have a set of my, kind of like my formal dinnerware up here. And it was just a set that I bought, piece by piece off of the Dollar Tree. It's Royal Danskin or something, and it does come with like a gold trim detail, so you can't put it in the dishwasher. But I just had a set that I had up here, and it wasn't a big deal to me that that I had it visible. I liked it. I liked the simplicity of it, probably like centered here in this area or off to one side, but it is packed. So that's it. That's a tour of my my apartment rental unit in Beaverton,